welcome to the channel. Today I'm gonna be installing a transmission cooler for my Toyota 4Runner 2008. This one, the transmission cooler is with the radiator. It's not the grader, so I'm gonna be using my 4Runner with a trailer. So I have this transmission cooler from Iconic Fabrication. They really love it. They have everything you need, to make your life easy to install this transmission cooler. They have for different vehicles. So they have the instructions. So everything you need to know to do it yourself. And we're gonna start removing this cover, and they're gonna show you the process. So I feel with this click puller is a little bit easier than with the screwdriver. So you have to remove all the clips. I think I'm missing like 2 or 3. I have to buy new ones. All right, perfect. I removed all the clips, well, except for one that I forgot right here. All right, the last one. And so you remove the cover, so you will have access to this bolt. So you need to remove the horns bolt, the two on the top. You need to remove this one right here and the other one over here. All right, for these two bolts on the top, you will need a 12mm socket. So you'll be able to remove these 2 bolts. Click. One. Okay. So now we have to find this one. I think this one is a 10. The same thing like this one over here. All right, the one right here in the bottom is a 10mm fuselage. All right, so I already removed this bolt, the 2 on the top, the 2 on the bottom, and this is the bracket is coming with the Iconic Fabrication. So it's perfectly fit. You attach one bolt right here and the other 2 over here. So the next step is gonna be mounting the transmission cooler on the bracket. So let me show you how to do it. Alright guys, so I already put the cooler on the brackets, so I'm just gonna reuse the same bolts. I removed from the horns and the one on the bottom. So let me use the same. Let me show you. I can use the same ball I use for this one right here. In here. Alright guys, let me show you what I did. The transmission cooler is already on. I used the same bolt where the horn was. So right now I can only use one. uh, is fine with me. So the other one, I probably gonna relocate it or in another time. As of right now, I just gonna put in like this and it's work. So now I gonna start doing the process to connect the hose to the transmission cooler. So the one you have to do, this is the upper one. This is the one that's coming from the transmission to the radiator. This one, you're not gonna move it, you're gonna leave it like that. The one you have to remove is the bottom one. So the bottom one, you have to run a new hose coming through here, going to the bottom, and the new one is gonna be going to the metal um, hose is on the knee right here, right there. Then it's going to the transmission. I'm gonna show you the process. Uh, just gonna take a quick break because it's hot, and after the install, we're gonna do a test, and we're gonna check the transmission fluid and see the level, uh, and make sure we don't have to put in more oil, or if this is the case, I have transmission oil ready to go. Uh, that's just something you need to get before you start all doing all this. So the Iconic Fabrication, they have this plastic rubber. Then you're gonna putting around the where the hose is going, because you don't want the hose get any damage. So you're just gonna put it around here. All right, guys. So as you see, I already installed my plastic train around here, so I can protect the hose is going to my transmission. Um, so this is good to have it. So it is coming with the kit, so it's better you put it on. So in that way you protect your hose that is gonna be running through there, so you don't have any damage when you're driving. You have any vibration. So this is good. So right now I'm gonna get the new hose. uh, it's gonna be running to my transmission system. So this one, the 4Runner, the top one is the supply. This one you're gonna leave it like that. The one you're gonna disconnect is the bottom one. The bottom one is gonna be one hose coming from the radiator to the new transmission cooler, and you're gonna disconnect the metal one. And this one, the other one, is gonna be from the top of the cooler. Is gonna be connected to, show you real quick so you can see. So this one, we have to, let me remove this. You have better view. All right, perfect. So this one is the bottom uh, line. So we have to go ahead and disconnect this one plus the one on the uh, radiator, and the one on the top of the cooler is going down and connecting this one. So, and you have the full cycle through your radiator. Start doing the connection on the top one, and you will see they have the perfect fit for this one. This um, if I'm not mistaken, is a 3 inch. So I'm gonna make sure you're putting all the way in. You don't have any 10. You don't want any fluid get out of the of your uh, cooler. So okay, perfectly good. So all right, guys. So after you make sure your hose is all the way in right here, to the transmission cooler. Be sure you tight enough and not over tight the clamp. Make sure it's nice and tight. It's nice and tight. So now this is the one is going to the transmission, the metal line. So I just gonna run this line through here to the bottom, and is the one is I'm gonna have to connect it right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and measure and cut it the way is the same fitting in this one, this line over here. All right, guys. So I already connect my upper line. I put a zip tie right here. You don't have to, but I just put it to secure the line. And if you want to, just to keep it like tight. So now I'm gonna go ahead uh, and install the bottom one. All right, guys. So I already installed the cooler. I'm gonna take a break because it's raining. So the car is on. I have I already connect everything. The hose. I already secure the hose with the clamps. Let me show you the temp. The current temperature is the coolant for the engine is 150. The transmission is 98.4. I gonna wait until it get to 120, and I gonna check the level of the transmission. So I'm gonna open the the plug on the bottom of the transmission and check the level. So I can show you the process in a little bit. I'm just gonna wait to stop raining and see what happens. Um, I'm happy how it looks like. The bracket is perfectly fit in my 4Runner. So definitely you have to check the Iconic Fabrication. They have really quality clothes, so I really recommend it. So I'm gonna uh, leave the link below, and you can go to your profile and check out the clothes they have. All right, guys. So I already removed my field plug. So now I'm gonna check uh, my level and see what is my level of the transmission. I already get to 130 degrees, so it should be enough to check the level. So I'm just gonna tie this very slow and see what is the level of my transmission. So I don't have any oil coming out, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill a little bit until I get a steady drip. All right, right there, I have a steady drip. So this is what we're looking for. Perfect. All right, we tie the fill plug and the check plug. This is the my currently temperature. I already drive for 40 minutes and it's 146. Cooling temperature 195. So before the transmission cooler, my transmission usually went up to 190, 200. So I think this is a good you know, features you can do to your 4Runner. So this is how it looks like. It's nice. It's gonna help keeping my transmission temperature below 200. So I hope you like this video, and if you have any question, let me know. And follow the iconic fabrication. He's the one, make this possible. Thank you, and see you in next time.